let's talk about sweaty scalp and hair loss and how we can fix it. Hey beautiful, and welcome to Cultivating Inner Beauty, where we're all about loving our healthy selves from hair, skin, and nutrition. And that, my friend, starts from first, what is the main reason why we sweat? Well, there are three main reasons. First, what happens is that our body is trying to regulate itself and get back to its normal body temperature. And in order to do that, our body's way of cooling off is through perspiration. And so as we sweat, our body is cooling down. And you may notice this when you're working out, which is a big factor. Another one could be from sleeping. So depending on your sleep posture, if you're sleeping in one position for too long and you have your hair covered on one side, like you're sleeping on your pillow on one side for a long time, then you could eventually start to sweat there. Another reason could be a hormonal imbalance. So if you have different changes going on with your hormones, then with some people, like if you're dealing with menopause, or maybe it's something like pregnancy or what have you, it could cause a lot of sweating to happen because of that hormonal imbalance. And this could also come from, I guess the fourth reason could be like from stress and anxiety, thyroid function. I guess that's more with the hormonal imbalance. So yeah, those are like actually four reasons why what happens when we sweat, or what causes sweat. Now, the next question you may have is, how can sweat actually cause hair loss? And you may also know that our sweat contains what's called lactic acid, which is like a natural exfoliator when it comes to our skin and for our hair. And so it helps to get rid of a lot of things. But sweat is also a mixture of bacteria and other toxins. And so when you have this building up on our scalp, then what happens is that it can eventually lead to inflammation, and having inflammation can actually clog the hair follicles up and cause more breakage than good. Excessive sweating can also lead to dehydration, which we do not want that on our scalp, because when you have a lot of dehydration, then you're going to have like a really dry, itchy scalp. And we do not want that, because the dryness can also lead to hair loss. Another thing to know is that when it comes to sweating, DHT, which is an active form of testosterone, is actually present in your post-workout sweat. So DHT is like a blocker, and so it prevents your hair from growing naturally. When you have this buildup, that's what happens. And so we don't want that either. Having all of this on our hair follicles is actually what binds to the keratin of our hair, to the protein of our hair, and it actually takes away the strength of our hair. It takes away the natural luster of our hair, and it really makes our hair open to dryness. So all of that is what happens when there's like a buildup of your scalp with from the sweat. So my first tip for you is to get to the root of it. You want to seek professional help if you have like a medical condition or some type of hormonal imbalance. Maybe it's like menopause or pregnancy. Whatever the case is, then you want to go to that professional and see how you could get to the root of it. Of course, as your holistic nutritionist, I would start with my diet, see what foods I'm eating, what foods I need to eat more of. When it comes to excessive sweating, you may want to start with more water-dense foods. So eating like your broccoli, your spinach, your dark leafy greens, and your fruits that's more high in water content, like your apples. This is a great start with reducing how much sweat that you produce. So I would start there. There's also supplements that's out there, but definitely taking a look at your diet and making the changes there is a great way. My second tip for you is to not tie your scarves and your headbands too tight, especially around your edges, because as you're sweating, you're not, there's no way for the sweat to evaporate. So it's just sitting around your edges and around your scalp. It's not able to breathe, and all of that bacteria and buildup just sit and accumulate on your hair, and this is what leads to hair loss. And so you want to let your scalp breathe. If you're wearing wigs in the gym, then make sure you're taking it off when you come from the gym and clean those areas. And you also want to use like satin scarves, satin headbands. If you wear a wig, then like for me, I'm kind of extra. So when I wear wigs, I like to put like a satin scarf underneath and then put my wig on. But that helps me a lot with my hair, and I've really been seeing some changes with that. So do that, and that will help. Finally, my last tip for you is to make sure you're keeping your scalp clean. So I'll share a little bit about my routine. So at least once a month, I do like a deep clean, and I use bentonite clay with apple cider vinegar, or I might use kaolin clay with apple cider vinegar. And this has been helping me a lot with keeping my scalp really clean. And because like during the weeks and stuff, I'm constantly like moisturizing my hair and everything. And eventually that mixed with sweat, that could accumulate a lot of buildup. And so you always want to make sure that you're doing like a deep clean like that. So I do that once a month. Then I don't just wait till the end of the month, because you know, like some people, they're able to like hold off from washing their hair as much as other people, and some people do it less, more, it depends. But if you're a person that works out consistently and you might think that you're not sweating as much, even if there's a little bit of sweat, you want to make sure you're getting rid of that. And so for me, because I love working out every week, I choose to wash my hair at least once a week. Every now and then I might do every other week, but that's very rare. I always go for once a week, and that helps me a lot as well. So I shampoo, I deep condition, and I also, doing that helps me a lot. Some people do co-wash. I used to do co-wash, but then I thought that was a little like an extra step, and my hair didn't really need it. So now I just wash my hair at least once a week, and that does the job. And then the deep clean at the end of the month, and that also does its job. But during the week, I refresh my hair, and I use my Flourishing hair mist, which contains like aloe vera, peppermint, rosemary, tea tree, all of those ingredients that helps keeping my hair moisturized throughout the week. And it's just like a light mist. I don't drench my hair or anything, but I do that. And I also focus on, because you remember earlier I told you about the DHT. So I focus on ingredients that can block this DHT, because I do not want male pattern baldness. You know, like when people start to lose like their edges, and then the hair starts to recede further back. That's a type of alopecia, but it's caused from DHT. And so one of the things I do to help block that is I focus on certain ingredients, from my foods all the way to the products that I use. So with my Flourishing hair oil, one of the ingredients that's in there that helps to block DHT from happening is pumpkin seed oil. And so after I mist my hair, then I seal it with my Flourishing hair oil, and that helps also. Also with my hair routine, I've been doing onion juice, and onions is also another DHT blocker because of the sulfur content that's in onions itself. So I also do onion juice during my wash days, and all of that has been helping. Another thing that helps with keeping your scalp clean is using witch hazel. Now, witch hazel is an astringent. It helps with getting rid of buildup. And so what I would do also sometimes is I use witch hazel on my face, side note, but I also use it on my scalp. So I just get like a cotton ball, pour some witch hazel on there, and I put it on my scalp, and that helps as well. I also use peppermint oil, which is also in my Flourishing hair oil, but I use peppermint oil. Of course, you have to dilute it because it's strong, but that also helps with getting rid of like a dry scalp and dry and itchy scalp. So that also helps, and it also helps with growth. But it helps with keeping your scalp clean as well. Okay guys, so that is my tidbit on how to combat sweaty scalp and hair loss. I pray that this video helps you, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye beautiful.